Today on Drawbli,
We are looking at the art of Maojin Lee.
hey, I'm Ben,
And I'm Abby.
and we are self-taught artists documenting our drawing adventures because art is even better when shared with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And let's get in and take a look at the work of Maojin Lee.
Yes.
There is a lot here, Abby, and when I say a lot, I mean
Wow.
Scroll.
I think I know Maojin Lee's
scroll.
favorite color.
Scroll. Lots and lots
mind.
of amazing art for us to look at. Now we're not going to look at all of the art because that would just take literally hours.
That would just
and
be
hours
too
and
much
hours.
fun. And
That would be too much fun.
No,
You're right.
no, too much fun allowed.
We don't like having that much fun.
No.
So we're gonna take a look, starting off with some quick little characters here, and you are gonna see this artist repurpose and reuse a lot of these characters in their environments to help create scale. It might be a little repetitive in terms of the characters, but the focus is going to be on the environments.
Very cool. I'm already getting a sense that this artist is a finished edge sort of artist. Oh my gosh, this textured background is the best.
Wow, you're gonna see a lot more textured backgrounds here in just a moment, so let's get into it.
She's got a little warthog. Oh my gosh.
So I believe that all of these artworks are for an art book that they're creating.
They're so connected. Similar color families for every, all the clothing.
Yeah, I believe that they're all kind of set in the same world, this world of Fallstone.
Yeah.
So we'll be getting in and exploring this world now.
Ooh, I'm getting this I love this so much already.
So very heavy emphasis on environments,
Yeah.
and then repurposing those characters like I mentioned.
I'm seeing so much texture, so much that makes me feel like this person is very adept with a selection tool,
Yes.
and has some very creative and specific brushes that they like to use to create that texture. It's not hyper realistic, but it reads form super well, and it's cut and clean and creative, and the shape choices and
The composition is insane.
Yeah.
Obviously this artist really focuses
Look at
on
that
composition. And then I feel like the texture, obviously it's really unique and interesting, but it's almost kind of just slapped on top as a way to drive additional interest, whereas it's kind of not as much of the focus.
You look at this and you're like, how long did that take to just draw this crazy scaffolding and these ruined buildings?
I would love to see their process if they do a little sketch first to figure out the composition, or if they just go in heavy-handed with paint and just do it all at once.
I've never been to China, and I wonder how much of these landscapes are inspired by, well, maybe not this one specifically.
Maybe not this one specifically.
But are inspired by what they see every day around them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes me want to lean into what I see around me, although I don't think I have any such sweeping nature. Although we live, near enough to Appalachia that if we went out into the hills, we would see shacks like that. We don't have to.
Very true.
Appalachia being what it is
You
in
could
this
find
day and
something
age,
similar.
you can find a
Or some-
dilapidated house here and
or
there.
a dilapidated train track, maybe.
Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun to go out and
A future video, maybe.
Yeah.
Mayhaps.
I can think of several dilapidated shacks near me.
Browsing the internet. Are you looking for dilapidated shacks near you?
Dilapidated shacks near you want to meet you.
Well, back to our beautiful composition and
Wow.
artwork that we can explore more. I was mentioning I would really like to see their process. If I had to guess, I bet they don't do any sketching beforehand. I bet they just go in with that selection tool, some texture, and just kind of go ham.
Yeah?
That's the vibe I get from this. It also gives me very strong Dark Souls world inspired vibe, especially things like this with these massive vistas and then these pathways made out of ramshackled components.
Yeah. Wow. Look at the different angles they're looking to their characters from. This one is it's almost like this is a range of cliffs and we're out alongside one of the cliffs.
I feel like we're hunting this person in this image. We're hiding and we're peeking at them.
It does feel like kind of a looking at you from far away feel. Ooh, that gives this picture in particular a very spooky vibe because now it feels like we are the undead coming from the graves.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. In terms of cemeteries, Abby, we have a lot of
So
cemeteries
beautiful.
close by, very large cemeteries
Yeah.
that we could get inspiration from.
We think they're not this mournful and forlorn looking, but I think that's just, the lighting and the art that you put onto them.
It's all about perspective
love
and composition and color and a million other things.
For that just being like a grass brush there, it still looks like the form on it looks really good.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to know exactly what is like with that. You mentioned a grass brush. I'm not sure if that's just like a stamp texture they're applying. Some of it looks like hand drawn for a few of these strokes, but it's hard to know exactly like what's what. But all of these are just like so insane. Like
They're so good, and I just love the feel of them too.
we haven't even mentioned like the storytelling element
Yeah.
of them too much.
That would be such an amazing art goal to have, to be able to evoke such a feeling with your artwork, and that is precisely that feeling that I like.
Yeah.
That I would want
like this
to.
bird in the bottom corner that
Nice
like
silhouette.
I didn't even notice that upon first looking at this image,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's really cool. Each one of these I feel like I could stare at for quite a long time. And that is somewhat our goal on these artist adventures, but there's a lot of artwork for us to look at. This one in particular I thought was interesting because there's just a few color shifts here
Oh.
that really kind of completely change the mood and feel
Yeah,
of
I
this
love getting to
image.
see this.
that I thought was really interesting.
Because sometimes I feel like, you think an artwork by these professionals is, you forget that it's, for them, there's many iterations it goes through, both at early points and at late points. And you think they just get it from the first go round, but there's a lot that goes into modifying and eventually getting the right feel that goes beyond just setting down the structure.
Yeah, I mean, I have always been a big fan.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
That is an amazing picture. The little warthog deer thing, the jack-o'-lantern that's sprouting, and then the style on this girl, which we haven't seen really from this artist yet in what we've looked at. The full like eyes and everything there. Look at the design on the back of her cloak even. It looks like it has like a full like design in her bonnet too, at so much detail.
And look at this one leaf here in the top left that is hand drawn, and it's just like done so quickly. What's so crazy about it is it's so prominent being out there in the open, but because it's so messily done, it really doesn't draw your focus as much. And because of that, it just creates a nice little break in the silhouette of the horizon. So it's like, hey, this isn't a focal point, so I'm not going to add a ton of detail here.
Yeah. It
But I
keeps
still
our
want it to
attention-
break the silhouette.
and keeps our attention on the actual focal point.
There's a lot to learn here for sure.
It really is. Oh, I can't wait to be this good.
It makes
Just
me
gonna
feel
take the
like
rest of my life.
I'm justified in my selection tool love, which I have backed off of a lot, I would say, in Drawbli. If you take a look at like recent episodes, I haven't been doing it as much. But I feel like, maybe I need to get back into it. Maybe I'm justified in my selection tool ways.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely. These
It's
are
a
so
tool that
cool.
just makes sense to me. Something about it feels more akin to digital sculpting and 3D modeling.
I love what you said, like how this person repurposes their characters and just places the finished character in the artwork, because they use such a similar like color palette and this kind of like diffuse lighting. Everything they do fits everything else they do almost.
I'm pretty sure because this is for a specific art book that they're creating, or maybe that's their intention. It's one IP called Fallstone. So it all has a very similar feel. And not all of their art, if we scroll back to really old stuff, looks exactly like this. I don't know if this is more like their new art style or if this is just for this specific IP, but these were just so beautiful, I had to show them to you and share them with everybody else.
Yeah, this is amazing. Wow. Oh, wow. I feel like I really get the sense of what's going on here, too. It feels like they're collecting all these logs and floating them down the river, which it used to be a real practice of moving lumber. It's just,
What's that game that we used to play a lot? The where you'd collect trash and you're out on the raft. I think it's just called Raft. It's just Raft.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Raft.
Yeah.
We should go play Raft. Oh my
That
gosh.
game's so fun.
And if you want to have so much fun, click that like and subscribe button so you don't miss future artist adventures.
Share your artwork on Instagram with #Drawbli because drawing is better with friends.
And this is the part where we say
Goodbye.
Goomba.
This makes me want to also try the selection tool more, but mine does not look like this.
No, my selection tool doesn't look like this either
It's
when I
okay.
use it.
It's a
but
journey.
It's a journey.
Not a
I'm okay
destination.
not looking like this artwork, you know?
Yeah, I'd like to, but I'm okay with where I'm at.
I'm okay with where I'm at as well.
Yes, for now.